Hey everyone, Knux free here, and today I'm back with another TGL Rants. Alright folks, this one is one that I feel some people probably could have seen coming, or some people possibly may, whatever. Whether or not it was coming, it's here now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my rant on Nintendo's how they're gonna do the next gen and what I've seen so far. Now, let me say something. The Wii generation. Yes, some Nintendo fans did indeed, a majority did find the Wii generation disappointing at times. Sometimes it was indeed disappointing. But this generation, you would think that using what they've learned from the last generation, they would be able to pull themselves together, correct? No? Yeah, no. I'm sorry, but Nintendo's approach to this next gen is pathetic, especially this year. I'm gonna go over some of the major problems of why I have been so upset with Nintendo lately, some of their biggest mistakes I've seen so far in this generation, and what I want to see in the future. I have two main inspirations for this video, might I add. The two inspirations being a video from Review Tech USA, as credited in the description below. Review Tech USA has a great video explaining the same topic, what Nintendo's problems with next gen is, why people are starting to extremely doubt them, why they're in their current state, and stuff like that. And another video from Shokio, I don't exactly know how to pronounce his username, but I know he's very well known. He's a Nintendo guy as well. This dude, sometimes I don't agree with him personally, but the video he did called A Message from a Nintendo Fan to Nintendo, that video sounded as if the words came from my own mouth. So both those videos will be credited in the description below, and when you are done with this rant, I would extremely highly recommend going in the description and checking out both those videos, because they do it much better than me and they explain Nintendo's problems a lot better than me. So we're gonna go through it piece by piece. Let's get started. The first thing I want to touch upon is in terms of gaming library. Now, everybody knows that this is what people basically say. Nintendo, kids, Nintendo, cool sometimes, Nintendo, Mario, basic crap that we've been hearing ever since last generation. But I think there's more problems to the whole Nintendo library diversity of the Wii U than what most people think. Right now, there are some games that I find that are actually good in the Wii U's library. Most games are creative, they do a good job of getting a point out, and in other terms, they actually, get the idea of what should represent Nintendo. The problem with Nintendo's library, though, is lately it's been getting too repetitive, and they are afraid to branch out of their library and the features of their library of games, and making it kind of weak in a sense. So let's take a look. Let's try with Mario. What is it with Mario? Let's think of Super Mario 3D World. What a great game. A good example, a good Wii U game that actually did a good job, much better than what people would expected. People expected Super Mario 3D World to suck and say, this is such a disappointment. I wanted Galaxy 3. I personally was happy with just this game. This game was beautiful. A 3D multiplayer game that was executed nearly perfectly. The multiple character abilities, the layout of the world, everything was just beautiful. but there were still some features that I felt could have sold the game even more. For starters, where's the online multiplayer? I know people complain about the online multiplayer, but you have to understand the line, get with the times. Promoting your online multiplayer, promoting the online features, is what keeps the modern feel. If you just have the games and you don't show off the coolest parts of the game, this is what turns people off. For example, if you're gonna have a commercial of just Cat Mario doing the weirdest of things, such as Cat Mario running around and stuff like that, that's not what's gonna make the game cool. What would make a game cool is, here's how I would do a Super Mario 3D World sort of commercial. Think of it this way: I would show each power-up, each doing cool, unique features and stuff like that in a realistic thing, and showing some of the most coolest moments of the game, showing what the game has to offer exactly. If that is what each and every game can do sometimes, this is what can get more games sold and what can get more Wii U units sold. Advertisement is another major thing. Nintendo seems to be having a horrible problem with advertisement. Everyone knows this. Yeah, their Wii U commercials. Every single Wii U commercial, well, nearly every Wii U commercial, in terms of basic Wii U, not Wii U game commercials, but in terms of basic Wii U commercials, have not done a great job at all at convincing people. And I know this just from watching them myself. So when Nintendo shows these commercials, they try to give the audience a general feel of family feel. Here's the problem I have with that. It's okay to, sort of target the family audience, but the problem is they keep targeting not just the family audience, but like the little kids' family audience. I mean, like, make it look like it goes very far down. Like, it's for everyone. That's great to target an audience like that, but the problem is they're targeting too low in the family. They should be targeting an older family sort of thing with certain games, and they're targeting the wrong games to the wrong market. How many gamers out there are gonna be like that young? Think about it. Nintendo thinks that targeting the kid market is brilliant because they know that the kids stuff is what's gonna sell it to kids. That's no longer the case. Do you know how many kids this year asked their parents for PS4s or Xbox Ones for Christmas? Kids! As low as even up to 10 kids asking for Xbox Ones, PS4s. And you're gonna tell me that by going for the non-mature market that you're doing the right thing? It's not. Xbox One and PS4 sold more than the Wii U, than the Wii U 1 year head start. And those are for mature audience, yet kids were buying those. And you're thinking the Wii U is what's going to get the kids. No, the Xbox One and PS4 still managed to nab the kids. Why? Because it had content that it seemed like the PS4, especially the PS4 is what I like, seems to focus on the general audience way better. They don't just focus on kiddie crap all the time. The even older Nintendo commercials make it seem like you understand that there's a general audience, not just kid stuff all the time. I think that this is why PS4 and Xbox One have always had successful advertising. Xbox, the reason why that has successful advertising is it always caters to the mainstream audience. This personally I don't like, but that's why that console sells. I'm sorry, but that's why it does. I'm not saying you guys should target the mainstream audience. Heck no, that's not what you should target, Nintendo. But you should at least try to get the attention of the mainstream audience, even if that's not what you're going for. This can get the attention of a mainstream audience and build a basic audience that was even bigger than the one you were apparently targeting. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? For another example, the console itself. I have seen many people very underestimate this console. The main reason why I didn't see people buy Wii U's is they always thought it was a Wii add-on. This was definitely a major problem. Some people say the solution would be to rename the console. I personally would agree with that. The console should have been called something else. But I think there could have been another solution. Do you remember your Wii U commercials that try to show off the console? The reason why people think it's a Wii add-on is, in your commercials, the only thing you show off is the gamepad, and then you would show Wii remotes with it, so people would know it's Wii related, but all you would show is the gamepad, so people would get the idea that the console was just a gamepad and an add-on to the Wii. What good would that be if just the gamepad was the only part of the console? People thought that the gamepad was just an add-on to the Wii and stuff like that. And yeah, stuff like that. I'm sorry about that. So anyway, the main problem, what I would have done for a Wii U commercial is shown the full console. Like, say for example, the commercial shows a Wii. This is a Wii. We are now building a new Wii, the Wii U, and it shows the Wii building upon itself and building into an entirely new console, showing the Wii U. And then the gamepad, it also features a gamepad, and it shows some of the cool features of the console's connectivity to the Wii, such as Wii remotes and controllers and stuff like that. Connects with your Wii games and shows all the cool features. Some of the cool features of the Wii U that are really cool were left out of the commercials. Why? If that's what kept people into buying it. What was the point of leaving out major ideas and major features out of the commercials? This is why the Wii U has not sold units. Whew. I'm getting tired already, but I'm not done yet still. There are still major things that we can touch upon. Next, franchises and variety. Why do you think people always neglect you, Nintendo? You need to show more franchises that show more interest. Where is Metroid? Where is Star Fox? Where is Earthbound? You should be trying to bring out the best of your franchise and not the most repetitive of your franchise. And even if I've seen you try to bring some franchises back, there have been some franchises you brought back successfully. I'm looking at you, Kid Ericus, and there have been some franchises that you brought back, but you added a repetitive tone to them when they could have been like 10 times more interesting if you had taken a better direction with them. If you were to show a commercial showing the newer upgrades for Nintendo games, this would show that Nintendo is still out there and they still make great games and stuff like that. Also, try to go for a nostalgic audience. I know that's good, but still, get the adults too. You should be trying to focus on getting adults, teens, and yes, still aim for kids a little bit, but not too much. If you do that too much, kids aren't gonna give a crap. And that's what I'm trying to say. But if you make it look like you're going for adults and teens a little bit, and yet kids look at that, they think it's for adults and teens, and they want to join in on that too, which is why PS4 and Xbox One get so much popularity, then you can rule the market. You can do a much better job than what you're doing now. Trust me. And yeah, and stuff like that. Also, there are some slip-ups that you have made that could have advertised Wii U good, but you ended up bombing and ruining. Let's go over a few examples. The Wii U made an interesting appearance on the Ellen Show, and as people know, that crap is popular as hell. That is so popular. It is so popular that if you had played your cards right, Wii U would have been blasting more units, more and more units. People would have been buying Wii U's much more, but you didn't show off enough. All you showed off was Skylanders. Let me give you some reasons why that was 100% stupid. A. Skylanders is multi-platform. So, how is that going to make Wii U look good if the game is on multiple systems? Someone could mix it up and buy the game with like a free Xbox. So what was the good of doing that? Another reason, Skylanders is not even a good game to show off. A game I would have showed off is a Nintendo exclusive, first of all, And second of all, I would have showed off Super Mario 3D World. It's a Nintendo game that's already out that people could go out and buy, and a game that has some good features. Show it off a bit, show what's cool about the game and stuff like that. And then it's a Nintendo exclusive too. People would be buying that plus Wii U units. And I would have made a Super Mario 3D World bundle. Do you know how much that would have sold? I know of people who wanted to get a Wii U and wanted to try it just for 3D World. If you had a 3D World bundle, think of the Wii U units that would have been sold. Instead, you make a bundle that features new Super Mario Bros. And new Super Luigi U. Two games that are a little too repetitive for anyone to care about, instead of a new game that is completely new and would have gotten to people's interest to the max. That was not a very smart move. Another not so smart move is the infamous Cranky Kong reveal. Oh god, where do we begin with this? Who remembers when Nintendo made an interesting appearance at the VGX Awards, which is this video game awards ceremony? Basically, Nintendo made their appearance. What did they debate? One thing. Not a new game or anything like that. I know they have their Nintendo Directs and stuff like that. I like those. Those are perfect. But you have to understand why. I know the VGX sucked, but you have to understand why it was a bad idea. They blew this. An entire mainstream audience was vulnerable to convince Nintendo to come and buy a Wii U. This was Nintendo's chance, because people were watching the VGXs. Sony fans, Microsoft fans, and some mainstream audiences who have not even decided. This could have been your chance to show how good you are. What do you show? Freaking Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze gameplay revealing Cranky Kong, some old Kong. This turned people off, I'm pretty sure. I know this made people think, well, Nintendo still hasn't changed. They're still gimmicky. Let's go. This could have been your big freaking chance to get some Wii U units sold, to get some people interested, to turn some heads. You blew it. Even if the awards did suck, you blew it. I would have done my best no matter how bad the show was. I would have showed Smash Bros. Trailers. I would have revealed a new Star Fox because people loved Star Fox. I would have revealed a Metroid. I would have revealed franchises people were familiar with. I would have showed some stuff that would have made people say, I want a Wii U. I'm sorry, but there are some decisions that are common sense and they blow anyway. It's just not smart. And then there's another problem. Wii U's slow, game cycle and stuff like that. There are some things that aren't even getting people pumped for Wii U. As of right now, there are not that many games that really convince people to get a Wii U. In terms of me, there were just enough games for me to get a Wii U. Plenty for me. But in terms of other audiences, no games really are convincing people to get a Wii U, especially if those games are multi-platinum. Forget third-party support. Your first-party support needs to get better first. The next problem is in terms of hardware. The way they design their systems and stuff like that could be much better. They make it way too forward and too straight. I like their setup of their systems and stuff like that. It's okay, but it could be 10 times better. It really could. I mean, one of the reasons third-party support dropped this year was not because of technical issues, but because your hardware is so weak that it gets to the point where third-party it's extremely hard and a hassle to make their games onto your platform. Why do you think third parties were declining you? At first, I was always mad at third parties, saying third parties should be going to Nintendo. The problem is your hardware is crap. They don't want to work their they already worked their hair off getting these games to these platforms that they know are going to sell, obviously, why waste their time with a platform that might even not sell? First of all, yeah, you do have to get an install base. But second of all, you need to get some tech that makes it easier for them to make the game. Jesus Christ. Other than that, this rant is over. I have nothing else to say. We're pretty much almost to 20 minutes, and I think we're done here. Let me know in the comments what Nintendo should do to make their next gen approach better. Let me know what you thought on some of my thoughts, and please check out the videos featured within the description. Other than that, I'm finished. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and that's all, folks. This is Knux free out. Thank you for watching.
Get down!